What a performance that was from Real Madrid. Where did that come from? Where did that come from? All season we haven't seen this from Real Madrid, especially in the Champions League. The game against Benfica a few weeks ago looked like a completely different team. Didn't look like the same team in any shape or form. And this is with a lot of players out. This is with Bellingham out. This is with Mbappe out. This is with Rodrigo out. This is with genuine quality out and injured. Maybe, I don't want to be the one to say it, but maybe this is because Mbappe's out. I mean, we know that, Real Madrid, they can be a bit of a one-man team with Mbappe. Mbappe in general can cause a bit of a one-man team. We saw what happened at the end of Xabi Alonso's reign. But this was, I'd say, and I haven't watched every single Real Madrid game this season, but I would say this is certainly one of the better performances that they put in. In the first half, they were incredible. They moved the ball so swiftly, so precisely. All of their passes were inch perfect. They were fizzing it about, just putting it in with real pace to each player. And all of the centre midfielders were fantastic. I did think that Man City put out... I'm not one to say that I know more than Pep, because obviously I don't. None of us know more than Pep. But that seemed like a mistake, his lineup. Way too many attackers on the pitch. He started with Doku, Savinho, Haaland and Semenyo all on the pitch, meaning that it was just Rodri and Bernardo Silva in the middle against three midfielders from Real Madrid, which just was never going to end well, surely. They got completely overrun. And in the second half, Man City did have all the ball, but they just couldn't do anything with it. Apart from Nico O'Reilly's one chance as such. It was barely a chance. He's just basically prodded the ball at the goal. I have no idea how Courtois saved it. He was also brilliant tonight, Courtois. Had a fantastic game, made a few huge saves, absolutely huge saves. And we'll get on to the ball for the goal because that was just outrageous. But Real Madrid, clinical on the counter, and Man City on the counter defensively were so poor, so open. The amount of times that Real Madrid got in behind just with ease, one ball in behind. And when you've got players like Trent Alexander-Arnold who are playing the ball forward, then you're always going to be in trouble. Always, if you're playing that kind of risky as such. It just doesn't work. But the ball for the first goal from Courtois is one of the best balls I've ever seen from a goalkeeper. Inch perfect over, I think it was Nico O'Reilly's head. Absolutely inch perfect with his left foot. And the touch from Valverde was sensational. He's knocked it around Donnarumma really nicely. And then the finish on the angle was really good as well. We'll get into Valverde's other goals because he had a night. What a night he had. The second goal, the finish, the fact that it's got to him is maybe a little bit lucky, but the finish with his left foot is inch perfect. He couldn't have put that anywhere else. Donnarumma's a big goalkeeper, the biggest pretty much, and he's managed to put it past him into the far corner. And then the third goal, my word, what a touch that is over Mark Guehi. And then the finish is great. The finish is kind of the worst bit about it. The finish is brilliant, but the touch is just sensational. What a player. And what a hat-trick that was. And Real Madrid absolutely needed this. They really did, because Man City came into this game as massive favourites. Huge favourites. Man City have been playing really well recently. And again, this is why I don't understand what Pep was doing with his lineup. He hasn't done this previously, where he's just played two centre midfielders. And yeah, Nico O'Reilly was kind of going in there at times, but he didn't really get that much of a chance to, because Valverde was wide right quite a lot. And if it wasn't him, it was Brahim Diaz occupying that space. But City were just so empty in midfield. And this is a Madrid team that were there for the taking, really. And again, this is why the tactics don't make any sense, as I've mentioned a few times. But Madrid were really there for the taking. But in the midfield, City just had nothing. Rodri did his best as well. I don't think Rodri personally has been great since coming back from injury. I do actually think this was probably one of his better games. He was actually pretty good when he got on the ball. I did think he had a pretty good game. Everyone else in Man City didn't really. But he was actually okay. But he had so much work to do on his own. So much work to do. And this is where I don't understand what is going on with some players at Man City. Like Phil Foden, where is he? Where is Phil Foden? He wasn't even used in this game. Not used at all. I don't get what's going on with him. At the start of the season, he was in some serious form, and him and Haaland as a kind of two up top, although Foden would kind of roam, it looked dangerous, so dangerous. Where is he now? Pep just doesn't seem to trust him or like him. On the other side, I mean, there were so many players that played really well. I thought Ferland Mendy was brilliant in the first half, and he has had his struggles injury-wise and just general form. I thought all of the centre midfielders are great. I thought the young, is it Pritard? I thought he was really good, apart from the one time where obviously Nico O'Reilly stepped in and took that shot. I thought Tchouaméni was fantastic, unbelievable. Valverde was obviously really good. I thought Trent had a good game. Trent had a great game. And this isn't to say that Doku didn't get past him quite a few times, realistically. But that's always going to happen. If you're a fullback, you're never going to keep Doku out for a whole game. Not a chance you ever do that. Or you're certainly not going to not let him get past you, because he's too good. His feet move too quickly. He's too good at that. But in general, I thought Trent had a really good game. He needs to keep playing for starters, and he also needs to keep putting in performances if he wants to get in this World Cup squad for the summer. And this will help. This will help him for sure, because he played most of the game and looked really good. The penalty from Vinicius Jr, not a clue what he's thinking there. Terrible penalty. We saw the Panenka the other day in the Brentford game, Dango's one. This is almost as bad as that. It's just a silly run-up that is so unnecessary. It's like Jorginho-esque, but Jorginho obviously did it really well. When you miss, it just makes you look so silly. Not quite as silly as a Panenka, of course, but it makes you look so silly. And I don't really get the point. You saw in the West Ham, and not to make this about West Ham, but you saw in the West Ham Brentford game, all 5 of West Ham's penalties in the shootout, there was no kind of messing around, no jesting, no silliness. It was just blasting it at the goal. And they were all pretty much impossible to save for the goalkeeper. Why even give the keeper a chance? If you're a professional footballer at that level, which obviously Vinicius is, why are you not... You can put it at pace into a corner, meaning the goalkeeper won't get it. Just do that. What's the point in all this messing around? Just literally put it in the corner at pace, and a keeper will not save it. They will not be able to. West Ham showed that. Like I say, I don't want to make this about West Ham, but the 5 penalties that we took were so good. There's no reason not to do that when you're that good at football. I don't get it. But this was a terrible week for the English teams in the Champions League. Terrible. City just got absolutely spanked by Madrid. PSG have just spanked Chelsea. Liverpool have lost to Galatasaray. Arsenal have come out with a 1-1 draw somehow. I've only seen the penalty clip once. It doesn't look like there's any contact to me in that. It looks like a very lucky pen, and I could be wrong on that. Maybe I need to watch it again. But it didn't look like much of a penalty at all. Newcastle have come away with a draw, but that wasn't a particularly good result based on the performance. I think they needed more than a draw from that game, and they could have easily got more from that game. They absolutely could have got more from that game. It wasn't particularly good enough from them. The amount of chances they created, they've now got to go to the new camp at 1-1. It's not great. But yeah, 4 losses, and then Spurs, of course, just got battered by Atletico Madrid. So 3 absolute batterings, 2 draws, and then another loss. It's poor. In the league phase, it looked like the English teams were absolutely dominating. And now, this is what's happening. It's not good. Not good. This means that quite a few English teams could be out after this round. That's quite conceivable. Well, all of them could, really. You'd think that Arsenal at home should have enough to beat Leverkusen. I can't really see Newcastle getting much from the new camp. The 3 teams that have got battered are going to struggle. I do think Liverpool probably have enough to go through. So it's Liverpool and Arsenal. The other 4 teams have got a lot to do. But that's all for this one. If you like the video, make sure you hit like. Make sure you drop in your comments, and I'll see you in the next one.